Yep.
Guys, after the disappointment of last week, and understandably there was a lot of upset and ill feeling after that game, it must now feel great to deliver this performance and feel great to get a win under your belt.
Yeah, like I said, last week was very disappointing. There was no mistakes about that, but we made it clear, like the lads know, we knew as staff as well, that they were not the levels that are expected for Alton Football Club. We worked really hard in the week, both on the pitch and off the pitch, in terms of building the team spirit and the chemistry.
Yeah.
And I think that everything then we've done that. So forget about on the pitch, we'll come to that I'm sure, but off the pitch, building that team, that togetherness and that team spirit. I think then in the last 30 minutes of that game, or 40 minutes of last game, I think you've seen all of that, because the lads were a credit to themselves and they gave everything for each other.
Well, yeah, I was going to come on to that and say, battling performance, full of all the right attitude and a more determined attitude, and if you like, I dare say a better attitude than we saw at times last week against Spalding. And that must have taken a lot of hard work in the week, and some of the players must have looked at themselves and they've produced a performance that showed more what they could do.
Yeah, absolutely. When myself and Ron come in, we knew it was never going to be perfect circumstances and confidence was low, but I think the one thing that we've always said to them is that the minimum requirement is maximum effort. You can't go into games and not be willing to show your personality and your character, and I think that's everything that we showed today. As we said, we were, we don't make excuses, but we were a little bit the walking wounded this week. We had 7 out with injury or illness, so you've seen some new faces. We had 3 or 4 lads who that's their first game in probably 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I thought the first 45 to 60 minutes kind of highlighted the way we want, the messages we want, and the way we want to try and play moving forwards. The last half an hour came sheer down to determination and character, and that's something that you can't coach. You've either
some
got
of those blocks in the last 10 minutes in the box were great from players who were tired and
like you mentioned then, we've put a lot of work in on the pitch and off the pitch. I think first half, I hope that you've seen on the pitch where we did try to be a little bit more open, expansive and connect a few passes together.
I
think you've seen that. I think we created more chances in open play in that first 45 than we have done probably in the last 2 games since me and Calum have been here. So we were really happy with that, because that was one of the big things we have to do. We wanted just to try and be a little bit more attack minded when we got the ball, and that does come with then. People say taking risks, but everything me and Calum try and do is calculated, and we try and break everything down for the lads so that when they get the ball then they do know what we are looking for then. And first half, very, very full credit to them. They took on board in second half, then like Calum mentioned.
And then the last 30 minutes was good old hard work off the ball, really, wasn't it?
Good old-fashioned,
determination to get
old-fashioned, clean sheet, and it's perfect, what it's about.
Yeah. And of course, new signings you've already mentioned, touched on. But I thought today the new signings, Austin Samuels and the returning Jed Abbey, of course, was here last season, but they made a great difference. I thought added that little bit of quality that maybe we'd been lacking. At times we haven't like determination, but they added that little bit of that ingredient, if you like, called quality.
Yeah, absolutely. We as much as we just spoke there about character and desire, that is the bare minimum, but you've got to also have quality and in key areas, and we highlighted as soon as we came in that there's areas that we need to improve. I think we don't back away from the results from the start of the season. It's not been good enough as a club and as a group. So we highlighted those areas. Listen, people know what you're going to get from Jed Abbey. I know people are familiar with him, and he offers a real quality at this level of football. And Austin, someone that was on mine and Ryan's radar. Again, the kind of profile of player that we want to try and bring in. Quick, energetic, runs in behind, and causes teams a threat. And I think you saw from the first goal, look, the penalties kind of created it out of nothing. It's a ball down the side. And he's got onto it with his determination. So, I thought they made a big difference. And I thought the regulars that we got in the squad were outstanding as well.
Yeah, they did. They showed a great attitude, Of course, you mentioned injuries as well, and it must be said we had a very patched up team, particularly in the centre of defence. Again, the 2 lads who played centre of defence gave everything, a determined effort, particularly with Harry Perrett, who isn't really a natural. That isn't his natural position. So very commendable, I think, what Harry did today as well. Any news? Were there any further injuries during that game? That's was the first starting point.
I think we had 11 players. I think we had 12 down with cramp. So I think we're going to have to We'll have to lot again. I've mentioned every week. That's for the physio team, for the experts for that. But obviously we've got a really good physio team here. So so the good thing is now we haven't got a game next week. So we do then get to a bit of a reset. Then to get them knocks. Hopefully then back. Hopefully then throughout the week. I'd like to say as well, just on the note of the new players, I'd like to thank the recruitment team, Damaro as well, because when me and Calum came, and the club, because me and Calum came in after a week, we said, look, this is where we think, identify areas of where we think we can improve, and we gave them a list of players that fit the profile that we felt that would improve us, and the club have gone and delivered for us. So full credit to a collective team as well. Absolutely, yes, it was that was really good to see, and of course, sorry. I was going to ask about the 2-week break. Is that now going to be an advantage, do you think, for us? Or
Yeah, I think, look, you don't want to lose any game of football, so we take responsibility as a whole group for last week. It wasn't good enough, we know. And of course you'd rather be in the competition. But I think if we're positive people and we try and see the positives in things, obviously with the situation with physically where some of the boys are at with injuries and things like that, I think it will actually be a good thing for us moving forward that we get 2 weeks now. We can get some fitness into the new boys who need it to catch up, and obviously the boys that are injured. I know we've got a couple of concussions and illnesses that take sort of 21 days, so that 2-week period will enable them to come back in as well. So I think in the long run it will probably be a blessing in disguise for us. And of course you've been in the role nearly 2 weeks now. Would you agree that the club now is in a much better shape, much better place than it was 2 weeks ago when you first started to take on the responsibility for it? So like I mentioned the first week, that my role was to try and stabilise things on and off the pitch and build a structure behind the scenes. Then whoever the club then decide to then appoint full time in this role, that the club's in a better position off the pitch. And then me and Calum then have tried then to implement a new style of play that we think can be successful at this level. We've then recruited, we hope as well, 2 good players. We've got a list as well of other players that we think can add strength and depth to the squad as well. So so in the 2 weeks that I've been here, look, self praise is no praise. But I'd like to hope though that the club are in a far better position now than they were 2 weeks ago. And look, we've had 2 league games. I know last week wasn't acceptable, and it really wasn't. But we've had 2 league games, and we've picked up a really, really hard 4 points there. So whatever the club decide to do, then hopefully the club can now go strength to strength, because that is the most important thing. Sure. And if there's $50 million question to close with, what do you see as your own futures here at Old Prison Town? Do you? I suppose that's maybe something you can't talk about. I totally appreciate, but So look, all me and Calum have done. We said for a period of time now that we are looking to go into managing together. We've got the opportunity here. Very grateful for the opportunity as well to go in with Damaro, who's worked excellent behind the scenes, helping us behind the scenes. We've got a taste for it now. We're hopefully we're enthusiastic. The most important thing, hopefully the lads have bought into us as well, which that's the most important thing. We're confident in our capabilities, and whether it's here or somewhere else, then we are looking to get down that avenue. So, like I said, the most important thing, that's a different thing for me and Calum. The most important thing is that Alfreton Town Football Club can now look forward then, because there's so much going on, positive behind the scenes for the big picture as well. Absolutely, and you've done a great job there. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Pleasure to see you.